Hey, my beautiful people, it is I, Rob Oz, aka Joe Circadian, aka Sun Chaser. Speaking of which, pardon the half-nakedness, but as you can see, maybe feel, haven't heard, it's a heat wave in Montreal and Canada and the United States, North America in general. I don't know about other parts of the world, but speaking of which, I have some really exciting information that I want to share with you. I've been researching for quite a few years to find what it is that connects us all. And for a long time, I started this artist network called Role Models, and I thought that art was that thing. Come to discover that, first of all, not everybody likes art, and second of all, it became a little disillusioned with the fashion, with the entertainment in general, kind of sending the same message to people that you're not good enough. So that wasn't it for me. So I continued my search, and I've come across something. It's called the 5 senses. Maybe you know about the 5 senses, or maybe you don't, because with technology as moving as fast as it is these days, half of the world owning a smartphone. It's only been introduced since 2007. We're moving along at an alarming rate, and we can't really keep up. We're not really staying in touch with communication with other people. We're talking to screens, and we're not really in touch with ourselves. So I had to ask myself, how best to communicate with people? Well, then to become better acquainted with yourself would be a good start, right? In other words, know thyself, which is a term that gets thrown around a lot, but the question always remains, how? It occurred to me that if you can go back to the 5 senses, that's the how, just to remember how much you can see, hear, smell, touch, and taste, and even to become aware of one of those 5 senses and to stop for a second and look around at how many colors you can see and name them one by one, and then start to group them with your peripheral vision. You've already become a little bit more aware than you were before you started, right? Now, this goes a lot more deeper into the rabbit hole, because from there I discovered that the other thing that connects us all as Earthlings, organisms on the earth, whatever our differences, is cycles. And the cycles begin with the moon and the sun. And it's been, according to my research, I've discovered that the sun is much more powerful and important to us than the moon. Even though most people are following the moon, and yes, it moves tides and there's gravitational pull and all that good stuff. Women's cycles, 29.5 days. The sun is all. Without the sun, life on Earth would not exist. Without the sun, you cannot see the moon. The sun can't exist without the moon, you see. So not to put anybody down or to bring anything, go backwards, or to focus too much on astronomy and astrology. I don't want to sound too airy-fairy or too preachy, but my research has shown me this. So I've created a group for the 5 senses. Had a couple of events for proof of concept. Absolutely a huge idea. People are loving it and recognizing the need to reconnect with each other and with ourselves. So I'm moving forward with this, with a movie written and directed by Roger Guetta. We are R&R Productions, and we're currently traveling the world to discover what is the missing link, talking to very philosophical, creative, and brilliant people from all walks of life to determine what is it that is their passion, what is their process, and how did they become? Becoming meaning awake, aware, woke, however you want to put it. You know what I'm talking about, and too many of us don't. So the missing link is going to be a scripted and documentary, possibly web series, eventually planning to go to Cannes with this amazing movie that is very timely, that is very current, that is very necessary, and we're traveling the world doing it. So we've already gone to Las Vegas, to Los Angeles. I'm currently in Gatineau, as you can see behind me, which is just the second phase of this journey, because from here I'm going to Montebello, Quebec, to attend a 10-day silent retreat to record people before and after, finding out what it was that led them to this place and what do they hope to get from it, and then afterwards, what did they achieve? And of course, I'll be sharing my thoughts with you as well. From here, we're going to Jamaica, Trinidad, New York City, New Jersey, Cuba, and possibly Panama, all before January of 2019. Mind blown. So we're going to be studying the 5 senses in each of these places. What do people like to see, hear, smell, touch, and taste, and cycles within these places according to the rotation of the earth, the revolution of the sun, and it's all amazing, eye-opening, mind-blowing, personal being information. So I'm going to leave you on that note because there's so much more to say, so much more to show, so much more to do, and I just want to introduce the concept to you. And if you're interested, invite you to follow me. I'm not sure exactly what the link is going to be. I'm still working on a blog with all the information that I've accumulated thus far and up until this point, because now is all we have. I have to start practicing for my mindfulness, for my meditation, for my 10-day retreat, and what's coming from here. So we have a lot of interested sponsors, investors, and we plan to grow. I'm going to create a property and a venue eventually, either anywhere between Montreal and South America, or both if possible, so that I can share my ideas with everyone. And you don't necessarily have to understand what it is that I'm sharing and whether or not you understand astronomy and cycles and so on, but what's most important is how you feel when it's all done. So hopefully in the meantime you feel great, and looking forward to feeling much better. And again, stay woke, stay aware, stay in tune with your 5 senses. Have compassion for those who do not, because the turn of events and the turn of the century and the information and the connectivity is coming. Sharing is caring, and it's the way of the future, and the future is now. So I want to just leave you with this: know thyself, and to thine own self be true. And as sure as night turns into day, thou cannot be false to any man, woman, child, or earthling. Peace. Until the next adventure, keep on battling.